Hi guys, Mr. Out. Today I'll be doing a bit of a different video, more of a diorama. I recently purchased myself a M24 Chiefy. I can never remember how to pronounce this tank from Revell. So let's give it a shot. I do keep actually into a more of a Warhammer sort of thing, keeping on track with my sort of theme I've been going with. I do plan to branch out and get more miniatures, but until then, we'll keep mostly Warhammer. Alright, let's get straight into it. Hope you guys enjoy. After receiving this Revell tank, M24 Sheffield, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce the name of this tank, but I thought it was a nice little diorama piece, so unbeknownst to me, it came with a base, so I made this a landscape diorama. I was fully prepared to make a custom one, but it came with a base, so I wasn't going to not use it. After gluing the base together, I do assemble the base completely. I do see if it would fit on this, but on that little base plate, but it didn't work out. So instead I just split the sign and then kept going. I do damage the sign a little bit with a bit of heat warping and just breaking it off, to give the resemblance of it being hit with a plasma pistol or something a while back, or a plasma-based weapon. And it's just been sitting there gathering dust or whatnot. After that, building the tank was quite simple, except for the bits. The instructions are kind of tricky to understand. Other than that, it is quite a nice little relaxing build. I built it in an afternoon along with the base and everything. It was a bit tedious to try and make sure everything fit right, but once it all came together and started taking shape, it got a lot easier. My main issue was with the tires. It did not specify or show exactly how to build them. I built them incorrectly, and in doing so, the treads did not fit on the wheels properly. But I remedied that with a lot of glue, so it didn't matter too much, but it would be nice for a bit more depiction. Here you see me building the wheels. This is where I messed up. Some of the wheels were supposed to go the other way, but the little instructions did not say how to do it, or show how to do it, so I had to figure it out on my own. These little bits were tedious and really hard to clean up, but they came out alright, and they are very hard to see, so it didn't matter too much. But it was a interesting build. And it is officially the first, a monumental thing to introduce potentially more dioramas and spreading it to different miniature brands and companies like this. It would be nice to see some suggestions of what else I should build, or other type of companies I should look into for miniatures and all that. As my channel is, it is Miniature Painter Al. So suggest some miniatures, some board games, or anything really for me that you would like to see me paint on the channel. Any help would be much appreciated, and it helps me see what people want to see. Here are those treads, and per se, it was an interesting way they were done, but it worked out. I did try to shrink them a little bit so they fit the treads a bit, the wheels a bit better, but instead they expanded, so I made it worse. So I stopped that completely and just went with glue. It worked in the end, so not too much to complain about. But I will admit, I did search up images of the real version of this tank, and I will admit, this is very detailed for a miniature, especially of its size. It is quite nice to see authenticity throughout. There is only one thing I would say: it needs a lot more rivets. You can't see the rivets on the model at all, because there are none. So all I would ask is that they actually put rivets in. I know it would be tricky. I could have done it myself possibly, but I do not have 1mm bearings at the moment because my supplier has been out and is having shipping issues, so won't be able to get those for a while. Once I build this full tank, I decided to have a little fun with it and make it a bit more Warhammer. I know full well this will never be a usable model in a battlefield or on a tabletop, but it is quite a nice little one to look at, so
I don't mind it. It's more of a display piece than anything. And it's quite an interesting little story it shows. I grabbed some miscellaneous bits that I think would fit well on this tank. I do convert it from a, well, I forget the specs of the cannon, but I changed it out from a cannon to a flamer with optics, as many optics as I could, along with a servo skull I make. I use two Leviathan flamers. I don't actually know the real name of these variants of flamers, but they are what they are. I do keep the fuel tanks and attach them to the back, along with some tubes. I do not video that because I was a bit preoccupied at the time and just spur of the moment thought these need some tubes because they don't look right. So I got some tubes for them. Here's what it looks like, even with the miniature. It is quite a nice little diorama, I will admit. I have made this an inquisitor's bodyguard sort of system. He is scouting ahead with a drone of sorts, so I hope it looks nice for everyone and it makes semi-sense. I do write terror on that sign. I'm not a very good freehander, but I do write terror on it. I keep modifying this tank to make it so it fits in better with this Warhammer theme. So it's a slow process, but the more bits I add, the more I draw it into the Warhammer universe. What I'm using this tank as is sort of a scouting drone with its operator, which is the Space Marine beside it. Above the flamethrowers, either a bolter system or a plasma system, mainly because I don't have the bits for that, and I had two flamers that fit well. With it, I am quite happy with the way it turns out. With the small servo skull at the back, even though it's not actually a servo skull, it's just a bit of wiring and a skull head with an optic on it. I feel it works out quite well. And since it is an Inquisitor Scout, it kind of makes sense, with this being a Tech Marine with it. So, it works out in a way. Plus, there's the Inquisitor symbol on the front, which is technically a Death Watch without the skull, because I scratched it off in the end. But other than that, I would say it's a very nice little inquisitorial scout drone sort of thing. It was quite fun painting something different and new, because I'm not used to painting landscapes or vehicles that well. Literally, my first vehicle was a executioner tank, and that took me a little while too long. And I'm honestly, these days I'm gonna have to go back and repaint it, because I may not be the best painter, but I've definitely improved since then. So I'll probably have to go back and repaint. Other than that, vehicle wise, I'm quite happy with this little one. Even though it's literally just black and a bit of red in it. I could have done edge highlights, but I'm really bad at them, so I try to avoid them most as I can. So here's the results. Now let's get straight into the painting.
I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I do apologize for certain areas being cut out due to not having enough storage on my recording devices, because currently I use a phone. I don't have the most space in it, so I do apologize for parts that have been cut out due to space issues. But other than that, hope you guys have enjoyed this little terror wasteland sort of scout drone and, well, operator that for an inquisitorial member. I'm gonna say some like high class inquisitor has ordered this guy to scout a route ahead for them to travel along. Other than that, I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you guys want to see more little videos, well, not really little, but more videos like this with dioramas and landscapes in it, please let me know down in the comments down below. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another video. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and hope you guys have enjoyed this new concept. See you guys in the next one.